My name is Lioudmila Charan, and I found out I have kidney problem. I was having like pain on my right side, so I went to the family doctor. Family doctor ordered to do blood work, and then he told me I have to go see specialist. I went to the specialist, and that's when they told me that I have polycystic kidney disease. In Canada, I don't have no family. It was like so hard because like my children was that time was small still, so I was so scared. Like I don't know what's gonna happen to them if something happened to me because nobody is here in Canada. Everybody is in another country. I meet with the doctor, and the doctor explained there is a dialysis and there is transplant you can do. I like kind of become calm, but then when I start dialysis, which one is was in 2009, that's like 2 years after when I find out that I have polycystic kidney disease. So I started with the PD, and I started with a different clinic, not in the Humber. So I was very stressful for me was because I was working and I was like single mom with the 5 kids. So it was very hard to do all everything by myself. But then I was like not feeling day one day, so my friend took me to Humber River Hospital. That time was on church site. She took me to emergency, and that's when I met Dr. Hertz because he was in emergency for the kidney doctor. They admit me to the hospital because I was having infection. After I meet, he asked me if I can switch to Humber or I can go back to my hospital. So I said I agreed to switch to Humber River. It was hard in the beginning because the team actually is very amazing in Humber River Hospital. I was having such a hard time because I have to go work, I have to do appointments, blood work all the time, order stuff for the to do dialysis at home. And my work was very hard to book off, like for appointments and the stuff. So I was having such a hard time, depressed. Go work, come back home sometimes, especially weekends. I was trying to just to stay in my room. I don't want to like, talk to nobody. I tell my nurse one day, which one my nurse was Jennifer, and Jennifer suggests me that I talk to Dr. Hertz about it. Dr. Hertz actually was pretty good. He actually see me after like work, like after 4. He will see me and like talk to me. That's how helped me to co-op because I was like more secretive. I was scared to talk to people, even my best friends. I was scared to tell my best friends. But then when I talked to Dr. Hertz, it was like more I start open. I was telling more like my friends about it, and it was like went on better life. Then with my children, I will sit to talk to my kids, and also I have polycystic kidney disease. My children have it. 3 of them have of 5, and my granddaughter also she have polycystic kidney disease. She's 11 years old. So I was blaming a lot on myself for it because I don't know who have in my family. So like because back home different like than here, like
Hmm.
you go doctor, and it was very hard in the beginning. It was very hard, especially you have children, small children, so it was like so hard to find out that your kids. So I was blaming a lot of time, but then when my kids grow up, actually they will start talk to me and say, "Mom, it's not your fault," but it's kind of there because you feel that way, right? Because it's come from me, not come from somebody else. So I have to accept what happened and just do it.
I'm so sorry that happened to you, but I'm glad that you were able to finally learn management.
Yeah. Now I actually go to PFAC meetings, and I tell my nurse and doctors, I said if somebody need to like wanted to talk to about it, right? So I'm trying to help to people now because I understand because I went through that. So I kind of want to help another patients. Like I'm already 16 years on dialysis. I was on PD for 6 years, and now I'm doing hemodialysis at home for 10 years. Still waiting for transplant. So hopefully one day.
That's amazing that you're sharing your story. So, how did you balance being a single mom while also managing your health?
It was very hard actually, right? So because you have to do the specific diet in the beginning because it's like you cannot eat that, you cannot eat this. It was very hard, but like I said, like the team in Hamburg were like they so good, like my nurse, the doctors, the social workers, everybody like work with me and like they never give up on me. For them, probably it's hard was too because sometimes I was like, don't show up for my appointments. And like, so it was for them probably hard, but like they never give up on me. They still, like, Dr. Hertz always talk to me and the stuff, and just I pull it out. I feeling great now. I'm doing at home dialysis, hemodialysis, which one I do at night for 8 hours. And I feel like a new person. So I'm grateful for that.
So, what role did your children play in your day-to-day care and also your motivation?
Before when they were small it was different, right? But now they like older, they understand, they always help me understands. And like when my son found out, he was finishing high school or in the beginning of university, when he find out that he have kidney problem, so he right away himself, he went Google before he sees specialist. He went even Google what diet he have to do, what he can eat, what he don't eat. He was like pretty good on that. Like I was trying to talk to him. He's like, Mom, I already know. I Google it. So he was, the course was different, but my son, like he was like putting himself straight and he knows what to do.
So, how did your family's dynamic shift as your health changed?
My family like pretty good with that now. Like, before it was like harder on me. I think my kids they accepted more better than I did. When they was little, yeah, like they was a little bit upset because I'm sick and this stuff, right? Like when they get older, because they understand already now, right? About like there is a dialysis, we can do transplant. For me, it's like you know, less stress and this stuff because they understand.
How did having like nice doctors and an amazing care team help you in this journey?
It's great actually because when I was in different like clinic before, it was I don't get that help that I'm getting here. When I started hemodialysis at the church, that time was on Kiel site, was a home dialysis that time. When I started, they was like so amazing. I went for training, for everything. Everybody is so supportive. I was so scared because like it's different machine also. It's more harder and because
Mhm.
of my second language. So I thought like they offer me to do at home. I was so scared. The team so amazing, supportive. Like if I tell my nurse and sometimes I scared to tell my doctor, she will when the doctor come in for my appointment and she will tell me, Ludmila, you have to tell Dr. Hertz. She's like, what you have to tell him? So I will explain to him what's going on, and then he will talk to me, and then he will say, okay, come see me on this day. It's okay if you can come see me 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, right? So and then he will talk to me and ask me what problem is. I'm so glad they like become my, how to say, like a second family. So when I
Mhm.
was going home, I was happy, but at the same time, like I'm sad because I'm not gonna see them as much as before, right? Because they was there all the time. But it's still they there for me, right? Like sometimes they make phone calls and say, "Are you okay? How you doing?" Especially my nurse, like she will call me and say, "Ludmila, how you doing?" I'm so happy that we have like such a good team that they can support you.
Can you describe like the difference between peritoneal dialysis and hemodialysis, and how
Hmm.
did the shift work for you?
You have to put fluid in your belly and this stuff. So I always was feel like full. I don't want I was eat food. If I eat maybe quarter of that, and that's it. I couldn't eat no more. And very was like stressful and but then when I become on hemodialysis, I actually start eating a lot and putting weight. Then I notice I'm like, oh my God, I'm start putting weight. I start like eat, I start finishing whatever the plate, even if I order burger example, right? Before I
Yeah.
could just eat quarter of it. And then I start eating more. I finish halfway or I will eat more than half and then I finish whole thing and I'm like, oh, it's such a difference between PD and hemodialysis. I have more energy with hemodialysis.
Well, you mentioned that like you were the first person in your family to have kidney disease. So how did
Yeah.
it feel like not knowing about anything in the beginning and having to adjust to that slowly?
The doctors probably see that I have kidney problem before when I was pregnant with my daughters because I don't know any English. I went. My sister-in-law always used to be translate for me stuff, so I do not know what it is was right. And also, if I knew maybe earlier, maybe I will still will be progressing like not without dialysis, right? Because I was not taking my blood pressure because I have high blood pressure and I was not taking my medication and this stuff. But like now I telling my children, like one of my daughters, she have high blood pressure. So I telling her like, keep taking medication so you can longer live without dialysis because it's hard to travel. All right, because you have to look for the place. If you travel somewhere to another country, you have to find the place that you can do the treatment. It's harder on that, but otherwise, like I like more hemodialysis than I did PD.
So when your children were young, how did you explain to them that you had kidney disease?
I have problem with my kidney and I have special treatment. M- when my girls kind of more understood than my son a little bit was upset when he was younger in high school, started making trouble in school. But then one day, actually, the principal was very nice lady, so she sit with him and talk to him, and then he tell her that my mom have kidney problem, and he explained to her what it is and this stuff, so she don't even know about it because that's the problem. When you tell the people doesn't know even what it is. They don't even know what it dialysis is. The principal tell me that she talked to my son, and then I sit down with him and explain to him there is treatment, there is like I can live like long time and do my stuff that like everybody else.
Why do you think there's so little representation for kidney disease? Like so many people don't know about it.
People don't talk about it because if people more open and this stuff, because a lot of people they scared talk about the health, what the people will think. That's what I think, that's what it's about. Because like I know if I tell them, oh, I'm on dialysis, they're like, what it is? I will explain to them. I said it's basically my another kidney. It's cleans my blood and do whatever the kidney is supposed to be.
So do you think from 2000 and I think seven you said that when you first got your diagnosis to
Yeah.
2025 there's been more acceptance and like more knowledge about kidney disease?
Y- I think so it is. Some people they know what it is, right? But like even some people they say, "Oh, my mom have or my dad have." But some people it just like could be kidney fail. For us it's different story, right? Because we have like for generation it goes passing down. Lots of people knows more about when the kidney fell, but they doesn't know about the polycystic kidney disease.
Looking back, what was the hardest adjustment for like during dialysis? Like even now, like what's the hardest adjustment, do you think?
You have to add more time to yourself, right? Because you
Hmm.
have to do dialysis yourself. You have to set up the machine and you have to do like when I was like working because you have to count 8 hours because you have to go sleep earlier, right? Because you have to do 8 hours dialysis, so you have to wake up specific time so I can go work. And also with the PD, it was hard for me. I was always was feeling tired. With the hemodialysis, I feel great. Like there is maybe some days you wake up, because you remove too much fluid and your body feels on weaker side. But most of the time I wake up normal person and just, do my thing, what I have to do.
What gave you strength as a single mom, when balancing your illness as well as your life?
Very hard because you have to do the things that like another people don't have to do, right? I'm grateful again for my like team in the Humber River Hospital because they always there for me was and support me. That's what it's pulled me through because I could talk to them, and even if I was scared to talk to the doctor, my nurse was tell me you have to talk to the doctor and tell him what's going on so he can help you.
And how did your children support each other during this time?
They help a lot. So they talk about all the time, okay, like they just go visit the doctor every like 6 months or 1 year because they okay, and the diet also what they eating and this stuff. But my two kids doesn't have, and they very very supportive about it because they understand what it is, and some stuff I don't understand. My two girls actually like especially my middle daughter, she explained to me the reason why because she studied like chemistry biology. So she actually understand that more things, like so she will explain to me if I don't understand what it is word or whatever, she will explain to me, mom, this.
So, do you think there was like one specific moment throughout your journey that really stood out and helped you like gain more strength?
Doctor was talking about when I was very like in some point I was like wanna just give up and stop my dialysis. Like because it was so hard. My doctor talked to me and said he's like you wanna see your children grow up, you want to like to see your children to see you more longer and this stuff. So I was sitting and thinking about, and then I told him, "Yeah, I wanna live longer." That's what it's pulled me through. I'm very grateful about that.
How did your mental health change throughout this period?
Since, like, especially when I become hemodialysis patient, it
Mhm.
changed a lot for me. I'm more active, more energy, more spirit in me, totally different than I was like on PD.
You mentioned that you joined the PFAC committee. So, what is that? Could you explain for us?
I asked my nurse and I said, I want to help some patients, like what I went through. So if somebody want to, talk about it or somebody don't understand about the dialysis, I can talk to them and help them and the stuff. So my nurse, she offering me, you're gonna be perfect for the PFAC meeting. We help another patient who is on dialysis. So we go once a month and we meet. We have now suggestion boxes. It's already a couple months on. People, patients, they write if some problem they have with the nurses or they have some problem with another patient. So we try to decide like how to help them and what we can do to be better. Our manager from the PFAC, she actually contacted the taxi company and we have a meeting with them, and so the patient can have better treatment for
Mhm.
after dialysis. There is a lots of stuff like we did the memory tree we did now, so the people who passed away, so we can put the name on the tree, on the leaf, the name. And also we trying to do the, it's called life tree, which one the people who did transplant, so the people can see that. I really appreciate that we have this like PFAC meeting.
Do you think there was there any one friend or family member maybe that helped you get through this disease and
Of
navigate your journey?
my friend and my kids now, that time my kids was small, but my best friend, she always there for me wherever I need to go hospital, or I'm like not feeling well, or I need help, like if I'm financially something, need grocery, whatever, she always was there for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. So, how would you tell people, like, because you mentioned that a lot of people don't like to talk about their health, right?
Yeah.
But you believe that talking about it and letting someone know can be more beneficial, yeah?
Yeah, because yeah, if you tell somebody, like, sometimes people doesn't know what you're going through, right? So they will say, oh, this person is like, why this person is like that, or this stuff. Like, example, like my friend, like sometimes we will go some party or event and this stuff, and she will tell us, people we sitting on the table, she will say, you can believe this lady, she's doing dialysis, and she have so much energy, you cannot even tell she's sick. She will tell the people, and the people say, oh yeah, what is that? And she will explain to them what I'm going through, and they're like, oh my god, we cannot believe, and this stuff. So if you more talk about and let know people what's going on, then the people, you never know, maybe somebody will help you out and reach out to you and say, oh, what you need with help, right? So it's very good to talk about.
And do you think the PFAC committee helps to do this as well?
Oh, of course. It's helped a lot for me too. Actually, that's let me do something, right? So I don't have to stay home and think about so which one is great. Like tomorrow we having kidney walk, so I everybody of my kids is going. So everybody try to support, right? So it's like we trying to do stuff.
And how did joining this committee help you and your family emotionally, maybe?
It's actually good because they always like, I will talk to my kids about it. I said, "Oh, we're trying to do this and we're trying to do that," right? Very supportive because they see me like, more happy because I can help somebody what I'm going through.
And aside from joining this committee and letting people know about your disease, what other things do you recommend to help people gain some strength to navigate their journey?
To talk, tell your doctors, tell your nurses how you feel, tell your friends, families, because it's a big help when you open up. If you more open, you get more help. So it's a big thing to speak about it.
Is there anyone that you've met that you've kind of saw them as a role model to continue your journey as well?
So like I think it's more my grandma, because my grandma is like, she passed away, she was like 97. She's the one, she was by herself, right? Also, she was without like husband and this stuff. So it's kind of, I think is my grandma, she's my role model. Because she was so strong lady, she lived by herself until she passed away, so she don't want to live with nobody.
Do you think having the disease and going through this journey with your kids, do you think it made your family closer?
I think so. This, because we more talking about now, right? Because before it was, I guess, because they were small. I was the one to like to talk about it because I was scared how they will react. But like our family is very close. We do everything together. Like if my children is off or whatever, they will call me, Mom, we're going out. Mom, we gotta do this, right? It's we close. We very close. Like if the people, friends, even like they see and they will say like your family is very close.
Did you ever think your kids would miss out when you were like in the early days when you were still like going through the journey and figuring out how
Yeah.
to do stuff and lots of medical appointments?
I think so because I was always kind of close person. I don't wanna was talk about stuff. I think if I'm more open, maybe is like I was also scared because I don't want them to stressed out because I went through divorce. So also for my kids was hard because of the divorce. Like me and my ex-husband were divorced. So It was very hard, so I was scared to talk about because I don't want to put another load on them, right? So it's hard to, as a parent, you try. I even kept them in the same school when I moved. I kept them in the same school, so they at least they have still friends that they know people, right?
And how do you think the health journey has shaped your children as individuals, and how has it changed also your thinking on life?
My children actually doing better. I think they was doing better than me. So
Yeah.
you go Google it and you understand. For us, it's like totally different because like, oh, we don't know what it is. The only thing whatever doctor explains, right? And for me as a person like a second language English, so it was hard to understand. You will maybe one two word you understand so you can like kind of put things together. Like my kids, they I think more they took it than better than me because they understood, right? Because they just Google it and say, oh, okay, this, and then they can see that, oh, there is treatments, there is like transplant, there is like another things that it's can to be continuation of your life.
Based on this, do you think that the like technology changes from like 2007 to 2025? Is there like one piece of technology that you think has really helped or and will continue to really help?
Yeah, I think so because now, like now you can Google anything, on the website because like even if you don't understand, you just put the question and we'll explain to you, right, what it is, right, what machine, what the machine do, and everything is like more technology now more up forward, right, so the people can understand what it is.
And this type of accessibility is really important for everyone.
Of course, yes. Doctors too, they explain to you and like they give you the videos, right? The explanation and this stuff. But like I think the websites is now more that you can more find out things than because how much doctors they can explain. They also because they have so many patients. The team is still trying to help the patients a lot.
What advice would you give to other parents facing a similar journey?
To sit and talk to the children, explain to them what it is, say that like, oh, I have this problem, right? So health issue, and but it's okay, there is treatments for it, like to explain so they know what it is because for me like I don't have like as much information like now because
Mhm.
more you get more now with the doctor's nurse and also website. You can Google yourself and find out more about it. That's the most important thing. Just sit and talk to your children and explain that it's okay. You still can go in like a regular person and live life.
And do you find that there's like, I don't know, maybe music helps you, dancing helps you? Is there anything else that helps you?
Oh yeah, music of course and dancing. I love dance. Sometimes even I'm cleaning, I just put music on and just to memories when you was younger and it helped a lot.
What advice would you give your younger self who is newly diagnosed?
To share with my friends and my family more. Couldn't talk about like even my family back home. I was scared to tell them and this stuff. So I think share more about it. Even my friend, nobody knew about it. So I did it for a while until I start opening up about it. So I think it's to talk about it more.